All right, we on for another round of Tech Talk Mondays. How y'all
Let's
doing?
let's go.
Let's go. We are back again. What's up, Raul? Oh, I see some people in the chat here. I'm gonna bring y'all up. First and foremost, I see Brother Scott from YouTube land. How you doing, Brother Scott? Good to see you, my friend. All right,
What's
and then
up,
I
bro?
also, yeah, we got Mitch in the house. He's like, okay, the homies are on. All right, and
Mitch.
then Raul, sub homies, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. And if you
What's
can,
up?
feel free to share this with other people. We're going to be talking about influence today. I think it's going to be a very good conversation, very eye opening, very good conversation. So,
hmm
brother Trey, man, how was your day?
The day was good, man. Very productive, very productive. What's going on, Mitch? What's up? What's up? Yeah, no, it was good, bro. Just really in focus mode, it's what I would call it, I guess. Got the blinders on. So just really trying to run this thing out for sure, man. How about you? How your day been?
It was good, man. When you said blinders, I thought about Deion Sanders right away. I'm like, did you get a pair of the actual blinders?
Hey, Hey, you know what? I might need how I'm feeling, bro. I might need to grab me a pair. Dion,
Mm,
send me a pair, man. Send me a pair.
I know.
I
We'll,
need
we'll,
some.
we'll, we'll both talk about it on our podcast and stuff. But man, like you know what's crazy about like talking about influence today and Dion, man, like
Yeah,
the influence he has made in the sport of football, bro. Like
college football,
college
man. I mean,
football,
not just yeah,
yeah, but specifically college football, is kind of crazy. Mitch said, "Get them spectacles."
yeah,
That's
bro.
that's an old school frame
I
framework there. I didn't think about that in a long time.
I
Spectacle.
love
That's what my
using
dad used to
that
call it.
word too, Mitch. I love it. Spectacles. That's my word. You already know I got a lot of spectacles as well. I need to go ahead and add those to the list for sure. Um, Mr. Look Good, Feel Good himself. I need to go ahead and have him. But yeah, bro. I mean, when you think about Dion, man, he's taken college football by storm. And
Yes.
you got people who love him, and then you got people who love to hate him.
Yeah.
Either way, it's eyeballs. That's
Yeah.
what people don't understand.
Yeah.
You
Either
know,
way, it's people. It's attention, and I was thinking specifically to the last game, the game that they had with CSU, and how basically they're like, listen, when I go into a conference room, the opposing coach says I don't wear my glasses, I don't wear my I take off my sunglasses, I take off my hat, um, and everybody in the stadium was wearing blinders after that,
yeah,
and he
bro.
was able to make over $1 million from that from that from that one time alone.
I mean, and when you think about that again, like he's been doing it so long now that it's just him, right? So you got marketing, you got intentional marketing, and then you got like this is just me. Like this is
Yeah.
what I do, is how I roll. So what you'll realize, man, when you're a polarizing figure and you stir stuff up in the right
Yep.
way, right? It's not like he's doing it in a bad way. It might rub you the wrong way, but like he says, like he's not gonna turn his light off just so you can feel better about yourself. So, but when you are truly you, people can get behind that, and it shows,
Yeah.
man. $1 million off a game, talking about glasses, like that's crazy right there. That's influence right there.
That's influence right there, and it's a powerful thing. Influence is a powerful thing, and it can be wielded for good or it can be wielded for evil. Like, I just saw it here. He said 1.2 million. Crazy. Was that 1.2 million or 12 million? I didn't. I don't know if it's 12 or 1.2, but
I mean, at
it
this point,
definitely.
it could be either one, really.
Yeah,
as
because
many
things
as
did.
many eyeballs that they're getting on these games. Not to mention Dion Jr. Recording all the behind the scenes stuff. I found myself on YouTube, man, watching all the behind the scenes stuff too, because it's bringing awareness in a whole different realm to college football, and it was needed, man.
Yeah.
When you have somebody on the sideline, not in the polo shirts, they're in the hoodies, they're in the hats, they're in the glasses. um
Yeah.
it's just different. And so with that, there's a different type of attention on it, man, and I'm here for it for sure.
Yeah, that's true. And as Mitch said, I was never into college football until Dion went to Jackson. It's true. So when he went to Jackson, I was thinking about it. When he went to Colorado, I was watching it, and
Yeah.
uh, and that's the truth with a lot of people. Fresh frames are always good. It
Yes,
says
sir. Yes, sir.
brother Scott.
And that, I mean, I was in that same boat, bro. Like, I mean, it kind of, I mean, him saying it like that, it makes me think about me when I was growing up. Like when I was
Mm,
super young, like now I play golf, right? Like
that's
I'm
your
all
sport.
about it. But when I yeah, now when I was younger, bro, it was just baseball and basketball. But
Yeah,
I will say, like, I would find myself sometimes when there was nothing else to watch on TV when I was young, I was watching golf when Tiger Woods was playing. Like when he
mm,
was playing, I was watching it and I didn't even really care for the sport. I was just, man, he made it look cool or all the publicity around him made me want to just check it out. Right.
yeah,
And that's how it is with Dion. You have people just like Mitch who, man, I'm not thinking about college football. And
yeah.
then with all the publicity and all the influence and things that are going on around him, now they're picking it up. They're picking up the remote and they're turning to the channel just to see. I need to know what's going on, what's happening. So
Yeah, it's so true. It is so true. And with that being said, I just wanted to kind of just say thank you everybody to joining us because we're gonna be talking about influence today, and we like to keep these conversations interactive. So if you have any if you put comments in the comment section, if you're on LinkedIn, if you're on YouTube and we see it, we'll put it up, we'll talk about it. If you're on IG, I have my IG over here, so I'll read your comments out, but you won't be able to be seen on StreamYard here, but you're able to participate. So definitely stay locked within us. If you want to, at the end, and you can see the bottom here, you could join the conversation. We're actually going to have a conversation, and we're going to be basically, if you click on that link, if you go to YouTube and click on that link, you could definitely jump on the call. You don't have to be on camera, but you could talk and share your thoughts about what we're going to talk about today in regards to influence. And yeah, go ahead. If you're on YouTube, definitely go ahead and do that. If you're on LinkedIn, I'm going to put it in the chat so y'all don't have to move from where you're at. So we're definitely going to do that. But yeah, man, one of the things that we were talking about earlier, Trey, in regards to influence, we were talking about how we were both influenced by a conversation, an interview, one time, one
yeah,
time, and that conversation literally changed the course of our lives. And so I want to start with you first and you sharing your experience about that one interview that really changed the course of your career trajectory and what you're doing right now. And then we'll just take it from there.
yeah, bro. Like when you're talking about that one interview, man, I'm pretty sure there's more than enough people who could say the same thing. But yeah, bro, I had just literally it was like one of my like worst money weeks, out as like an independent courier. And I was like, I'm gonna get on YouTube real quick, man. And so I get on there, and sure enough, the interview that you're talking about, it was a show called the Anthony O'Neill Show, and he had
Yeah.
on Cyrus Harbin. And
Yep.
literally, that one interview, it allowed me to see a whole different industry in a different light, right? It allowed me to see, oh, tech is possible for me, right? Before that, when I would think about the tech industry and tech, I thought about numbers, I thought about literally just a bunch of stuff that I don't understand, code, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, yo, that ain't for me. I'm not about code. I can't do it, whatever. I know they make money, but that's not interesting me. But him watching that interview and seeing him on there and them explaining um tech sales and that in that part of the industry, I said, wait a minute. I I think I probably can mess with that right there. Right. And so, after that, I got on the Googles, right? And I'm searching. I'm trying to figure out, okay, what is this? Okay, they use this term, tech sales. Okay, what is that?
Yes.
SDR. Okay, what is that? And then you come across the boot camp as well. And I searched on both of them that they talked about in the video. such as yourself. I went with Course Careers, and literally it was up from there, right? I finished everything in a couple of weeks, 2.5 weeks, and by a month and a half, I'm in somebody's tech company sipping on kombucha and just experiencing working in a different environment altogether. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, and I wanted to just take a moment right now to, in case somebody's like, "What are you talking about?" Just a little bit of it. I want to share that conversation. That way, you can kind of get a. If it's new to you, it's new. But if it's not new, it's gonna be a rundown memory lane. So let me just play this real quickly for those who may not be aware of that conversation.
So literally, you guys, you can spend $450, get the education, get the qualification. And how long did it take you when you finished your particular boot camp to get your first job? Like, was it a while? 6 months?
No, not at all. So when I did careers right afterwards, they and there's some similar things with some of the other courses you spoke about.
Yeah.
Not all of the boot camps do this, but so the courses that we've mentioned do these things where they do things like help like adjust your resume, help you with your LinkedIn, and also do things like interview coaching, stuff like that. So they did interview coaching. They also did mentorship. So and careerists applied to companies for me. They applied to up to 5 companies a day for me. So they set me up on interviews. It only took me 8 weeks to get my first job.
Weeks?
Yeah, but I'm just one example. We don't like anecdotes.
Yeah.
So I have a homeboy, his wife.
Well, I'm going to stop it right there because we can watch the whole thing. But this was the conversation. If you were not privy to it, go ahead and check it out on YouTube. This was a conversation that literally changed the game for myself as well. You know, I talk about it a lot. I was working in solar sales in the scheduling department at this particular time, really trying to find my way. My wife was due with our 6th child, and in the midst of all that, it was this influential conversation where Anthony O'Neill, who had a pretty and still has a pretty large platform, gave voice to someone, Cyrus Harbin, who was able to not only break into tech, as they would say, but transition in such a way that gave inspiration to. It literally, this conversation started a movement. You know, it literally started a movement where there were tons of people basically kind of making that pivot, making that change. And for me, it went from working that solar job, doing scheduling, doing confirmation, being a confirmation sales agent, to literally doubling my salary. And like you said, all these different things started to change with that. And so that is the positive side. That is the positive side. And that's the power of influence, where you really literally have this one conversation, this one time. And let me ask anybody, if you guys have seen this interview by any chance, go ahead and put it in the comment section below. We would love to make sure that we're not alone in this. But this interview was so influential that it really has changed a lot of people's lives. You know,
let them know. Let them know we not capping. Let them know.
Yes, let them know. Oh man, he's oh man, I remember this interview. Yes, Data Bunny says I remember this interview. This was the interview. This was the interview for sure. And it still is one of those things that whenever I kind of want to feel a little bit inspired, I might go back to it again and again. He said, "Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. I just finished Course Careers and received a job offer. Look at that. I start my new role as an SDR on Monday. You guys are so great. Thank you both for your helpful tips. This is exciting. This is exciting.
That's special, man. That's special.
Yeah.
Grape soda. Grape soda. Look, everybody know about that grape drink, man. Grape drink.
Well, grape soda, if you could put it in the chat as well, were you exposed to this industry because of this particular interview? If you were, let us know in the chat below as well, because we want to know that. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely one that has to say, like, yeah, this particular industry truly transformed things for me. It made me really kind of get to that place of like, man, this is life changing, right? Yeah. And of course, levels to it and things of that nature. But this was truly a life changing conversation that changed my life. Now, I don't know if you want to add anything before we move on to the next section, but I wanted just to give you a chance to kind of add anything to it if you wanted to add.
I mean, no, man, it's like you said, it's one of those things where if influence is if it's used in the right way, right, incredible things can happen. You know, generational things can happen when you have something, to say, when you have a platform that can get it out there, and then you use it for good. That's when you can see incredible things happen. You know, the most amazing things. But you know, as we're about to get into, it can differ and go down a whole nother route if you're using it for a different reason. So, but that was it. That's it on that.
Yeah, so it's gonna get a little dark, y'all. So hold on, because we were talking about how Anthony O'Neill was able to use his platform, his influence for good in regards to the Cyrus Harbin conversation. And I do see y'all in the chat, those that are joining for the live call. So stay tuned. We're gonna bring you on. We're gonna bring you on in order as you arrive. So definitely stay there. Thank you so much, Textual Chatter, for sending in that super chat. We definitely appreciate it as well. I'm going to put it on the screen just so we could all see. But thank you so much for the super chat. He says, salute to you guys for the convo. I'm tuning in while I can. Haha. Yeah,
Appreciate
absolutely.
that,
Thank
bro.
you so much for
Appreciate
doing that.
that.
Definitely appreciate it. And Grape Soda, you said thank you. Absolutely. Not a problem, my friend. Not a problem. So we're about to get into a conversation here, and then we're going to open it up afterwards once we start talking about different things. So those that are on the line, stay there. We're not missing you. We're not forgetting you. We're just going to kind of go on to this next part. It's a little bit of a sad tale, but it's important that we do share this because there's a good side of influence and there's a negative side of influence. Now, this is all allegedly. This situation is still allegedly, but it shows how sometimes when influence can be used for evil or for ill-gotten gain. And again, allegedly, I'm not even gonna say what it is. I'm just gonna put it on the screen. And if you know, you know. And if you don't know, we could talk about it more. But this is the negative side of influence.
The Breakfast Club introduced Cesar Pina, a relatively unknown real estate investor in New Jersey, onto the show as a featured guest. Recent lawsuits have been filed against Cesar and DJ Envy, alleging a Ponzi-like investment scheme that has taken millions from investors. It all started with this interview.
We got a special guest in the building. You might know him on Instagram as Flippin' NJ, my friend Cesar Pina.
5 years later, numerous customers alleged they were defrauded by Cesar. Over the past 5 years, DJ Envy has promoted Cesar as a real estate expert and trustworthy source for learning the game.
What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy.
Flippin' NJ.
DJ Envy and Cesar's partnership seemed innocent until Tony the Closer began receiving messages about investors giving the two money and not receiving any money back. Then the investigation began.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop it right there. It gets deep, y'all. So I've been following the story for a couple of months, and it basically, if you know the Breakfast Club, you know, obviously he's a huge personality, but unfortunately, there's been a little bit of situations. Like I won't go too deep right now with the situation. You just got to watch the videos. But I've been seeing other places, Tony the Closer, Eli from, Common Sense, his own channel, JT the Pocket Watcher. There's a lot of different people that are covering this story. But that example is an example of when you have somebody that's influential, right, who has influence, but whatever else is mixed up in that has caused it to be for ill-gotten gain and to be basically to take advantage of people. Now, again, I'm covering this all by saying allegedly because nothing has been necessarily set in stone, but the authorities are in this. It's getting a lot of press, and that's an example of yeah. I see you say that. Text was like pocket watching with JT is my guy. No, it's very informative. And so we see two sides of this conversation when you have influence, how influence can be something that can be used for positive, but also could be something that can be used as a negative tool. And I don't know if Trey, I know your thoughts on that. So I want to pass it to you before we open it up for other people to come and talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, bro, it's sad, man. It's like you when you know the what the people that you're marketing to, I'll just put it like that. You know the people that you're marketing to and all of these things, you know what they've been through, you know what they're going through, you know where they're trying to get, you know the hole that they're trying to get out of. you know, the lifestyle that they had to grow up in, and they had this one glimmer of hope. And like you said, this is all alleged, but ultimately, you know, people, it's damaging. So yeah, you have people who trusted you with a certain amount, right? Really, the amount is not important. It's some large amounts in there, but it's really the fact that, hey, you had this influence, you had the opportunity to help change people's lives and help them do something different, and some kind of way some things fell through the crack for you, and now everything is changed. Now your integrity is on the line. Now, you know, you never know the type of damage that things like this can cause an individual when they are the ones who suffer from it. Like, somebody could probably go homeless after losing some of these large amounts. Like, if y'all watch the story, if y'all go in, y'all see these are some large amounts that people have you know, kind of really blew to the wind. Now, granted, when you are investing, you understand that there is risk, but ultimately, just because that's a possibility, you shouldn't use that as a way to like literally make it a reality, right? Like, you know, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, and just so you know, that was from Spencer Cornelia. He has a YouTube channel, almost around 500,000 subscribers, and it basically is titled "The DJ Envy and Cesar Pina Scam." Just look into that if you're ever interested in finding out more about that story. But yeah, there's a lot of people that have lost a lot of money. Like Mitch said, I think one guy said he put up 700K. One recently did over $800,000. Some people did it from different settlements and things like that they received. And these are not people that just kind of said, "Hey, let me get my money out there." These are people that did their due diligence, but oftentimes, and I heard this say, you know, the issue at hand is that sometimes we see an influencer and we say, okay, I could think less because this person has done due diligence. And I'm not trying to be. Let me preface this by saying I'm trying to do an analogy here. But I saw a TikTok where this man it's a couple walking. It's a girlfriend and boyfriend, I think they are, or some couple, whatever couple, and the guy's like how I am. Like, he's like looking at different exits. He's like, yo, the exit's over there. If anything pops off, we could go da da da. And she's basically making my way downtown. She's not thinking about anything, right? Because she's there with her dude, right? And she's just chilling. And sometimes when we see influencers like that, we hold hands to the influencer. We don't want to do any thinking because they did the thinking for us. But in doing so, we have to do our due diligence. In doing so, and then in all these different things that we go through, we have to have a level of understanding. But here's the thing: these people that did invest did do their due diligence. A lot of them, they had attorneys a part of it. They were able to get basically guarantees from Caesar saying that, yeah, if I'll give you this a percentage amount in regards to your investment. Now, again, we're tech sales guys, so I'm not going to go too much into finances and stuff like that. But the point of it is that we could either use our influence for good or we could use our influence for evil. And our goal with this I guess show as we're developing this, but even our own individual channels, is to be a resource to the community. Is to be a resource to people. There's been so many people that I know personally that I was able, by the grace of God, honestly, to get testimonies back from them. I see you, man. You on IG? Yeah, I was able to get testimonies back from people that either have landed jobs and have been able to do it. Yeah. And Raul said something that I was exactly what I was saying. Like, even if you have good, if you're doing your due diligence, that's true. People can there's still things that were set up in place that made you feel like, okay, this is still a good investment, and that's why people were in the situations that they were in, basically. So I definitely agree with you, Raul, about that. Because I think we've all in some way, shape, or form, whether it was a professional situation or even a relationship we might have been in, we're like, dang, this is not what I signed up for.
They pulled the wool over my eyes.
Yes, yeah, exactly. There's always something or someone that we feel like we've been like bamboozled a little bit. So I definitely agree with you on that, role. And let me know, y'all, if I'm about to bring on our guests, and we have some people in the chat. Those in the chat, y'all don't have to basically be on the camera. You could just be on the mic. But if you have anything you want to add to the conversation, I'm going to start with Ty. Ty, let me know if you're in there. I'm going to put you on, and I want to hear your thoughts on this subject if you have any.
Hey, yeah. Did you want me to go on camera, or I'm
Or
down
you
with
could, either one is fine. And let me just put this disclaimer out there before we get, into there. This disclaimer is for anybody, really. The thoughts and opinions expressed by participants in this call are solely their own and don't necessarily reflect the views, beliefs, or positions of the host and or the show. With that being said, go ahead, Ty.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel for everyone that's going through this. I mean, I'm seeing this everywhere. It's the sad thing is like it's in every community. Like
Yeah.
it's in our community, it's in other communities, and I think that the thing that we just need to remember is like everything has pros and cons. Like every single thing has cons, and we have to just figure out what those are, probably before we strike on anything, and just see if it's cons that we want to live with. Like, I mean, you've heard me kind of talk about this, the stuff that I talk about, which is going into channel, being independent. I mean, even that has cons. There's plenty of cons. I talk about them all the time. And there's plenty of cons going into tech sales as well, from having a boss and all of that. But there's plenty of pros as well. And you just have to realize like what pros you want to live with, what cons you want to live with. But when you see things that are out there and it's like it's all pros, and there's no downsides, it's no risks. It's just everyone that puts in money guaranteed to win money. Those are usually things where there's a red flag.
Too good to be true. No, that's facts, Ty, for real.
Yeah.
Like, listen, like you said, a lot of times when we see things, we should go and like let me do some due diligence here. Let me check off some boxes before I make this rash decision, because sometimes it can really cost you, for sure.
Totally.
Yeah, and I think it's a great conversation because we're all tech people. We're all working in the tech industry here, so like I would say it too. Some people, they may see a particular boot camp and they may say, "Oh man, I would love to do that." There's people making over 6 figures. What does that mean? It could be high or low 6 figures, whatever. But the whole thing is that they don't realize that it's a grind. They pay that much because it's a grind. it's literally you're getting hung up on. I mean, when I was doing solar sales, we had to dial like sometimes 250 to 300 calls. We had to I literally was standing there. They're like Wolf of Wall Street. They're blasting music, and I'm trying to do a call. They're like, "Are you guys playing 50 Cent right now? Like, what's going on in there?" And they don't understand that they try to do that to keep us going, because you would, especially your first couple of weeks, you would think you're losing your mind. Like there's times where I'm just like, what did I sign into? But it definitely gave me the pedigree to be on the phones now, where now it's just like, oh, you have objections? Let's do this. I like objections. This is fun. I eat those for breakfast. And so you just, but it does require you to ask yourself, man, do I know what I'm signing up for? Anyway, you guys have something you want to say, Trey?
No, I mean, just literally, hey, count up the cost, bro. Like I said earlier, if specifically you're talking like if it's an investment of some sort, which it technically all is. If you want to go the job route or the literal investment, you're investing time, you're investing your future. If you're talking about a job, right? So if you're gonna go out there and you're gonna spend your time and spend all this energy trying to get into this industry or do it, you want to check off those boxes first. That's one of the first things I did. I went online. I went to multiple different sources trying to find enough yeses. And then what are the no's? I know there's some here. What are they? And can I live with that? Like if I'm good with that, then cool, let's run the play. But if I can't, if that's not okay with me, all right, I gotta move on to the next thing or find something else, because I'm not willing to lose that. One of the first like lessons that one of my uncles that he had taught me, he was like, even when it came to money, he was like never lend out more than you can be okay with if they don't give it back.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So if you don't give me this money back, am I gonna have something in my heart here about you? Am I gonna be feeling some type of way? If the answer is yes, I don't got it. Even if I got it, I don't got it, because I know what it's gonna do here if you don't give me my stuff back. Now, and that number changes for everybody, right? So same thing with investment and stuff like that. Like, yo, if I give you this $250,000, if I don't get a return, am I gonna have to take you to? Am I gonna have to show up to your place of sleep.
Yeah, you in
You know what I
Texas. There's
mean?
different justice out there.
Exactly. Am I gonna have to pull up with one of them things with some hot lead? I don't know. I'm just saying. But like literally, you know, counting up that cost, man, it's definitely you got to do it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Ty, I'm gonna throw out a shameless plug for you because I know you're on here right now. But y'all hit up Ty Smith. He is a telecom channel manager, and he can also help you if you're looking to get into the tech industry by actually creating your own tech business, where you're basically facilitating deals where it comes to cybersecurity, where it comes to actual telecommunication needs. It's literally the sky's the limits, and you'll be surprised the different companies that you'll be able to work with for your clients is pretty much any name that you could think of, or most of the names that you probably recognize or people recognize. So definitely connect with Ty, and thank you so much for jumping in on this call, man.
Let me make it easy for y'all to connect with Ty.
Put in the chat.
Even if you've already went through a boot camp, if you've already learned the skills, and you like, yo, I learned the skills. I'm finding it hard to find this role, to find a job. Listen, you can go out. You already have the skills. Just go hit up Ty and go ahead and go in for your own self, your own business, right? With your own LLC. And now you can write your own checks.
Pretty much.
Now it's all on you. That's a con, but it's also a pro. Because there's nobody who has a thumb over your neck telling you what to do, how to do it, when. Right? So look, if you already have the skills, you already went through the courses, hit up Ty, man. Hit him up.
Hit up Ty.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Right. Yeah, in worst case scenario, I mean, even if you know, going back to cons, even if you don't close any sales, you at least have on your resume that you were out there selling and prospecting for the past 6 months, and you got every bullet point that you need to land an AE job. So that's the ace in the hole right there.
See, that's
ace in the hole.
Yeah,
that's right. That's it right there. Textual says, wait, I gotta go back to this real quick. He said, facts, gotta let him hold money with a post-dated check. He said, I'm cashing it the day you say I'm good. So he's like, listen, I ain't playing with y'all. Y'all gotta wait on me.
Money back, man.
Yeah. No, I definitely appreciate that. But Ty, I'm gonna let you go. But anything you want to say before you head out?
No, just I appreciate you and it's glad to have you back. I'm glad you're doing these again. Yeah. You know, I'm glad you're recovering. So we're all worried about you. So, you know, definitely, you know, stay healthy, stay strong, and just keep doing what you're doing. You're making an impact.
Thank you, man. Face is moving again. It's moving again. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm about to bring on, absolutely, sir. I'm about to bring on Scott. Scott, if you're ready to go, let me know. I'm going to bring you on, and it's going to be straight up. There we go. He's looking good to go. So I'm going to bring you on, Scott. Good to see you, man. Long time. Definitely not first time caller.
Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. First off, I just want to say, you know what I mean? I agree with everything y'all just said, man. Especially shout out to Ty, man. And channel sales, if you want to be an entrepreneur, lock in with Ty. Lock in with Ty. Definitely no question about it. Learn about that channel sales, man. Ty get you all the way together. But just to go along with what y'all saying, man, it's real, man. Like, you gotta do your due diligence. But even with that, sometimes even doing your due diligence, you can still get, you know what I mean, caught up in the sauce. I mean, it just happens. You know what I mean? If you ain't really taking your time to really go the channels, like with this, you know, initially I saw the actual post on Instagram from Cyrus. I was like, who was this brother popping up on my feed in a robe? Like, what's I don't like it. Pause. I don't like it. What's happening? Yeah. And then, you know what I mean? And then I found out about the interview at 8, you know what I'm saying? Anthony O'Neill later. But, you know, I ended up running into, like, watching his lives, how I initially started going through it. And, of course, y'all know Big Brother Antoine over at Black Heights, you know what I mean?
Yes,
I mean, Antoine chopped it up. We've had a couple, you know, calls and stuff like that. So Antoine was the one who pumped me, like, man, look, with your medical background, your customer service skills, you know, then you would be good for this. I'm like, I don't know. Kept on. Started hearing about it. I started watching Justin and Tia. That's how I got plugged into Joseph. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, influence. Started watching different people. Started reaching out to people. Then I ended up, he had Della on the show one day. So I was like, you know what? I'm feeling this. I'm kind of liking it. You know, something I want to do, something different. I'm tired of medical. I'm ready to make a move. So I said, the hell with it. I reached out to Della. Hey, what's up? I saw you, in the interviews with Troy. I'm cool with Antoine. I saw you interview with Antoine. I just want to know the real. Everybody says they stuff on the lives and hype it up. You know what I'm saying, on the real, on the low, in the back. What's up? Like, be honest with me, be truthful with me. She told me straight up, it's not easy. She's like, it's not easy at all. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to put in the work, but it's worth it. If you willing to put in the work, it's worth it. And so I gave her my little story or whatever, what I wanted to do. She kind of gave me, what I'm saying, some insight. And then, of course, came across Trey, started watching Trey stuff. Then this thing I know, Trey pop up on the live with Antoine. I'm like, bro, this got to be a sign. Like, you know what I'm saying? Antoine's my dude. That's my G. But everybody I'm looking at keep popping up on his damn channel. Like, what's happening? What is happening? And then he's on Joseph. So I'm like, hold on, bro. There got to be something to this. But just what you're saying, like, just that reaffirming. You know what I mean? So before I even jumped to course careers, I went through a good amount of people first before I made that. Everybody talks about, oh, it's just 450, it's just 450. It's cheaper some of the other ones. You're right, it is. But even with that, you know those saying, you get what you pay for. So, I'm starting thinking, all right, cool. All the other boot camps, they talking about, $5 grand, $6 grand, 10 grand, 12 grand, 20 grand, income agreements, shared agreements. 450?
Yeah.
Hold on, bro. Why is everybody else costing bands? This man talking about some 450. I don't know. Yeah. I'm a little skeptical. Like Trey said, don't let these glasses polo shirt fool you.
Hey,
I get busy. I get busy. If my money don't get no ROI, I'm gonna get my return.
Hold up, make sure Trey be about to pull up on somebody.
Right. Like, hey, bro, I turn this white to black real quick. You better stop playing with me, bro.
sound like Scott got some black Air Force Ones in the closet.
Man. Hey, bro. Hey, I got the murder dogs on deck. You understand me? So, I had to think about it, bro. But like I said, once that influence, like you said, start coming in, I kept seeing people again talking about stuff. I kept seeing videos posted. I got into it, had coaching sessions with Joseph. All right, cool. One, I do talk, see what dude talking about. Okay, he seemed cool, whatever. Some more. Then I start seeing people come in. Then people will come back to the next session. Man, it worked. I did what you told me to. I got the job. I'm like, damn, he just resigned the lab last week. And Joseph told me like 2-3 things. That dude done got a job. Oh, okay, cool. The next week, somebody else. Oh, this. I'm like, hold on, bro. There got to be something to this.
Yeah.
There's got to be something to this. Like, you can't, you know what I'm saying? People can only hold up a front for so long before, you know what I'm saying, the truth really come out. Just like this situation. You know what I mean? They like you said, just my own personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? The season had his run. You know what I'm saying? He had the influence from Envy backing it. So like you said, a lot of times just off the strength. You know what I mean? Especially, in our community, a lot of things happen just off the strength. Like, okay, that's my man's. You rock with my man's? All right, cool. I don't really know you like that, but just because you rock with my man's, I'm gonna go and give you a shot. So, and that's the kind of the situation is you make those decisions. You might do your due diligence, but you're not gonna go as hard as you really should, especially if you're rocking with somebody who rock with one of your peoples. And so that was what it was for me with doing this. Once I started, you know what I'm saying, getting different interviews, seeing different interviews, start reaching out to people behind closed doors and off air and not nobody on no videos, and start really asking these questions, like just straight up. I'm a straight up type of dude. Just give it to me raw. Pause. You know what I mean? So we went through that whole route, you know what I mean? And then once I got about 5 or 6 different people, man, that I reached out to, and I got the real deal, I pulled the trigger. You know what I mean? So it's been, a lot of y'all know my story. It's been a rough transition, but I'm making it. You know what I mean? I'm not working 1,000 hours anymore. So you know what I'm saying? I'm finally down to just regular day shift. So you know what I mean? So now it's go time now. You know what I mean? I'm studying and doing what I gotta do, man. So I'm ready to make this transition. You know what I mean? Getting my stuff together and getting ready to get out here and make it happen. But you're right, man. The influence is everything, bro. Like, it depends on how you go about it. It's a deep, dark psychology to it You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't look at that aspect of it, of what it is. You know what I mean? It's
Big
all
time.
psychology. It's what it is,
Big
what it all boils down to. You know what I mean? You can be like you said, you can use psychology for good, or you can use it for evil. You got both. You got both type of characters out in the world that are gonna use it for both. And you know what I mean? As a God fearing man and as a Christian, you know, I believe that it's good. So that's my whole goal. You know what I mean? Like, once I get in and once I start doing stuff, I plan on doing the same thing. I plan on getting my channel up and going and telling people my story. You know, as
Yeah.
somebody who's a tactile learner and you know what I mean has had issues with ADD and stuff like that, have learning disabilities, how I go about my process. You know what I mean? Because I know there's people out here like me who have a hard time just watching a video and picking up stuff. I've had
Yeah.
to do all kinds of different things to try to figure out how to make it work. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna throw it out there, and whoever it hits, it hits. You know what I mean? I know it ain't gonna be for everybody,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean? I know it's gonna be somebody like I said who just like me who has a hard time learning, who struggles. You know what I'm saying? Somebody in their 40s or 50s who's making a career change and and not sure if they want to do it or they can do it. Yeah, bro. I'm doing it at 40 at 42. You know what I mean? So
Yes,
I'm gonna do
sir.
the same thing, bro.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed. First of all, I want to say before I let Trey go, thank you, Scott, for coming on and long time watcher, long time listener. And yeah, we had some time to chop it up. But thank you so much. I'm gonna let Trey finish what he was saying. But thank you, Scott, for everything. I appreciate that.
You know it, y'all feel like I said, man, every time. Y'all family, I got much love for y'all, much respect. You know what I mean? Y'all, even though we ain't never met each other in person, so I love both of y'all like my brothers, you know what I mean?
Yes,
And
sir.
I'm
Yes,
down
sir.
for whatever. Anytime and anything, the Air Force is ready.
Already.
Love it, man. Appreciate you,
Already.
bro. Oh no, yeah, no, and I'm gonna throw this out to everybody. Like, if you are looking to get into the industry, this is definitely the month. September surge is real, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, I've seen it for myself, and I'm like, what is going on? People
Bruh.
that have been looking for jobs for months, not only getting jobs but getting the offers that they were looking for. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy. But like, you were gonna say something, Trey. I don't want to cut you off there.
Dang, I don't even remember. What did I start with? Did I say
We were
did I get it out?
No, yeah, you got it, but I think I kind of can tell you. I can tell a little bit of your cues right now. I saw you about to say something. It was about what he was saying in regards to everything he's going through and be able to kind of share his story.
I probably did, man, but you know me, it was probably a fleeting thought. But what I mean, just based on what you just said, I can talk to that. Like that was one of the reasons why I even started talking about it, right? Like when I was doing my due diligence to try and get into the tech industry, I didn't see the videos that I would have been like, okay, here's my money right away, take it, right? So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I know that they're saying that this works. I did enough research to say I think it can work for me, but let me go ahead and start making these videos for somebody who needs what I needed to really say yes. So I like from the very beginning, I started recording when I first hit pay to get into the boot camp because I knew it was somebody who would have liked to see, like, okay, I just got in. Okay, this is what it's like inside the course. Like, this is what it looks like. Okay, I'm about to pass the course. What happens after this?
Yeah.
All right, now I'm doing the interviews, right? So it's like I showed the whole thing. Maybe that can help somebody say, hey, if this is what he did, like this dude looks like a simp. If he can do it, I know I can, right? This guy is dumb. I know if he did it, I can finish. I can definitely get in.
I don't
That's
see that at all, Trey.
I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, man, people, like, it is what it is. But for sure, I knew, like, hey, man, because a lot of times, sometimes you can see yourself in others, and even in doing that, it can make you say, or it can allow you to go ahead and really make that decision. So that's, that's what I say about that for sure. But
oh yeah, because when you said that, like, who you talking about? I know who you talking about. Someone else is describing, not Trey. But like, so yeah, but no, that's so true. Like for me, I never ever ever, like furthest thing from my mind was to do a YouTube channel. Like when I tell you the furthest thing of my mind, like so far that even when I was going through the process, I didn't even want to talk to anybody about it except my wife, because I was like, if this thing doesn't work out, at least I tried.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be like, hey, watch my journey. You know, no offense to anybody that did that. I'm so happy
Oh,
for people
real.
that do it, and I encourage people to do it. But I was honestly a little bit like I was still skeptical. I was still like, I need to go and experience this for myself. Did a bunch of different videos prior to, but still I was like, let me see if I actually get a job. And it wasn't until I finished the course in like 30 days and then I was able to land a job that I was just like, this is cool. Even then, I still wasn't like, I don't think I'm going to talk about it like that. I'm just going to share, we'll have a testimony that I share on Course Careers, and that's it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until like I was speaking with the Whartons, specifically Justin. He's like, bro, you should definitely do this content creation thing. And in that conversation, I said, you know what? Let me just do it. But what do I want to hear from it? If I had to go back 50 days, what would have encouraged me to take this step? And I'm like, it's hearing the stories of the people that have gone before me. Yes, the money is catchy. Yes, if you see 250K or whatever OTE, you're like, oh, I'm in. But really was seeing like, where did somebody come from, and where did they, and how did they get to where they are? Because if I can relate to their journey, if I can say, oh, this person grew up in the hood like me, like if you know New York, I grew up in East New York, I grew up in Brownsville, I grew up in all the areas. I don't look like it, I grew up in all the areas that you consider a little bit rough and tough.
What they say, I don't look like what I've been through.
I don't look like, Dion Kipping, what I've been through. Good song. But like literally, that's kind of like my story. And so when I could see somebody else that has gone through something similar, I'm like, oh, sign me up, because if they made it, like you said, besides the whole dumb and everything else you said, but if they made it, I can make it too. And I'll be remiss, Trey, I gotta do this, because not everybody, I'm assuming everybody knows what we're talking about. But what we're really talking about here is actually Course Careers. So if you're not aware of Course Careers, that literally is a program that we both took. And so let me see if I could. Yep. So that literally is a course that we both took. And when we took it, it was for me, it was last year. It's almost going to be a year since I took the course, completed the course, and landed the job. And I want to make sure that, I don't assume people know what it is I'm talking about here. But basically this course, what, $500 maybe,
Literally.
$450 with a promo code.
Yeah. And I gotta talk about that real quick. After you finish that, go ahead, go through it. Bro.
Yeah, man. And there's definitely pros and cons to everything, like we said earlier. Before I get in there, Raul, I saw a couple comments. Oh, Raul, yeah, Raul, let's get together, man. Let's see what we could work on. Because now is definitely the time. I know you're still looking, bro, but I'm here for you, and let's just get together and let's try to help you get that. Because now is definitely the season for that. Scott said you better preach. And then Joseph, the quiet dude with a hammer in your pocket. Well, no hammer in my pocket. I used to be the dude that used to know how to play spades and sing, and that's how I got by in high school.
That's how you got through.
Sitting at the table in the that's how I got through. I was like sitting in the table in the lunchroom with the Bloods or the Crips and be like, yo, let's play. I didn't gamble, but I played.
How did I get through? I was just the guy, man. I was cool with everybody, right? So I go dap up the Bloods and then go right across the way and dap up some of the Crips too, man. And then go holler at the nerds and everybody else, bro. I was just trying to like, hey, I got your back, you got mine for sure. But it's one of those things, man. You gotta find your lane. Like, sometimes it's like that. The spades table is your lane. I was in the sports. That helped me.
Yeah, y'all are funny. It's a do it in a hoodie on the backpack with the stick. Honestly, that's hilarious. But I got my story. Our story is layered. I gotta go talk about my story more. You probably hear me talk more on my channel. But like no, in regards to Course Careers, like literally, it was this technology sales program. Went through it. This is before Trem was even involved. And we're going back talking about influence. This was what influenced me, was the conversations, the stories that I heard, and the testimonies. And so what I did was I got people involved. There's one person that I got into the informational technology program, a person from college. He went through the program and landed a job working from home, doing IT, $50K, and his job was structured in such a way that he literally could finish it like half the day and just do whatever he wanted for the rest of the day, work on music and stuff. He's a musician. So like, when I'm sharing these opportunities, I'm sharing as a person that has not only succeeded myself, but other people have landed it and have done great things with it too. So that's anything else you want to say about course careers? Because I know that's something that you talked about before.
Oh yeah, just Scott had brought it up earlier, and it's one thing that I remember I was searching for that specific thing as well, and I ended up finding it, and it was one of the other reasons why I was like, okay, yes. He was talking about like, yo, you got courses, you got boot camps that are 12,000, 15, 20,000, 10, all this stuff. This one is supposed to be good and it's $450. What's going on? I was looking for that too, and I came across a video, right, of the CEO talking about how they're able to keep it so low, right? And it's because of the back end and them partnering with companies and being able to give them a direct pipeline to individuals who already understand what tech sales is and how to do the role. Because a lot of people don't realize when you're onboarding people and onboarding new hires, it costs a lot of money. So they charge the companies in order to have that direct pipeline to those type of individuals, they charge them a lot more to be able to do that. And so that allows the student side to stay on the lower end. And when I heard that story from him, I was like, yo, y'all really are for the people, like, you know what I mean? Like, y'all really do got that dialed in. And so it was good. But that was one thing that I was searching for too early on, I remember.
And I want to add to that as well, because some people might say, why isn't course careers free then if they're getting paid money in the back end? And I spoke to Troy about this too, and he was like, well, if you really think about it, people aren't really motivated unless they have skin in the game. And he's like, I'm like, what do you mean by that? He's like, yeah, like if people had it for free, then they would not value it as much. But they have to have some sort of skin in the game to actually be like, you know what, I'm going to value this. He's talking about the general human psyche, right? There's some people that they will just run with it no matter what, but there's some people that would probably not see it as valuable unless they had some skin in the game. So that's the main reason why they do it.
Most won't, bro. One of the things I enjoy, I always say, bro, when you don't pay attention. Like, you try and give stuff, you give people stuff for free, but that really like, it don't matter what it is, it takes the value all the way down, and people don't, a lot of them won't, right? Like you said, there will be a small percentage that says, yo, y'all are giving this away, I'm about to run it up. But then there's a lot, most will just take it for granted. How many free things have y'all got? Hey, get this free ebook or free whatever it is.
Never read it.
Y'all never even open it up? It hits your inbox. It hits your inbox and you scroll right past it.
Yeah.
And then you did it with 50 more. And it's because you didn't value it. The thing that could have took you to wherever you were trying to go is probably inside of it. But because you got it for free, you didn't value it. So it's, it's one of those things, man. When you don't pay attention for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's something that I wanted to definitely highlight for sure. And I actually want to run to another one real quickly here. And we're talking about influence today. And the reason why we're talking about this, actually, before I do, I got a couple of notes here for Raw. Oh yeah, he said. Oh yeah. Lance is good people, so I'm glad that Lance was definitely able to help you out with that. That's for sure. That's dope. That's dope for sure. Thank you for letting me know about that, Raul. And Ty said that's true, but why are we built like that as a human? Like we need financial accountability for everything.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. The mind is weird. It's so weird, but it's
literally
like
everything, bro. I used to do a lot in fashion and on, the high-end men's fashion. And it's like, when you understand, you're really just looking for fabrics, right? So I can go and I can find a brand that nobody knows, but because it's the right fabric, I'll pick it up for the low. And then you got somebody else, hey, if that ain't got Gucci on it, I'm not touching it with a stick. And Gucci didn't use the same fabric that I got on. But they're able to charge a higher price because of the name or whatever the case may be. because status or perceived value, right? That's really what it is. When that price point is perceived value, and so because of it's a lower price, might not be it. But you better start looking at the tag. You better see what it actually offers.
What is it made of?
In disguise.
What is it made of? Like, what is it like? What's the caliber of the type of material that you're getting? What's the quality of it? Yeah, and I think that's the beauty of what we can say is that most of us that have gone through course careers, we know the quality. So when we're talking about something, we are talking from experience. But there's something else that both Trey and I have shared in regards to a very good interest in. It's called Leveled, and Leveled talks about basically this is not entry level stuff, but it's good if you want to learn. You could go ahead and do it. And the reason why I am such a big fan of Leveled is because of the quality aspect. I actually spoke to a gentleman who went through the program, years of over a decade of years in tech sales and traditional sales. Said it's one of the best courses he ever took. And I think mainly because it has to do with this man right here, Kevin Dorsey, who is the instructor for it. If you don't know Kevin Dorsey, and when it comes to tech sales, like literally my company hired him years ago to teach on tech sales and to teach on cold calling and different things. This guy is legit, and he is definitely a leader in this industry. And if you are a person who has been an SDR for a while and is looking to make that leap into being an AE, I highly recommend this course. And I don't know if you ever had a chance to interact with Katie before, Trey?
Yeah, for sure. Guy's good, man. A matter of fact, a long time ago, I actually had one of his courses before he's revamped. He's revamped with Level, man. Y'all, if that's something that you're already in and you're looking to go up to that next level, do it, because even the one that I have is full of value.
Yeah,
this guy's good.
Yeah, and he's definitely good. And so we talking about influence, we want to make sure that when we use our influence for good versus ill-gotten gain, versus just kind of being like, no, these are things that do you necessarily need exactly this? No, I'm not gonna lie to you and say that. You could definitely find ways to get in there your own way, but is it easier or harder? That's the question. Like, what's the risk? What's the risk to like we talked about it earlier, the calculated risk? Like, like is what is the risk for you trying to figure things out on your own versus having a mentor or somebody guide you? And that's the same thing I would say with the course they have regarding being a SOC analyst. I mean, their instructor Josh, I did this. I'll talk about the story. So my sister-in-law,
let it out, man.
Yeah, she's like, she was in transitioning from, one place and one career to another. And I'm like, I think you'd be great in this field. And so we kind of came together and she went and did this program and she loved it. And so she's right now actually doing her last interview today for an IT position because of Josh. And she's not coming from an IT background, mind you. But she took the information that was given. She decided to go after this. This is for the SOC analyst course, but she has to start in IT first. And it's one of those, like, it's leveled up. Like, she has to start with IT and then go into cybersecurity. But there's so many different ways to do it. And again, both of these courses that we're talking about are relatively priced at like what, 500, what, 450 with a promo code. And it's not like, again, we're just kind of like throwing this out there. We're talking about influence. We've actually met with either these people or associates of these people, and we got to know them, got to know their heart. Like Josh's YouTube channel, you can go check it out for yourself. And all the information that he gives for free. A plethora. It's a ton of information. So definitely, if you are interested in making a change in the midst of September surge, now is definitely the time. I don't know if you want to add anything else about this portion.
Nah, bro, you said it all. Like, ultimately, it's up to them. If they are willing to make a change and they want to, it's out there from viable sources. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and not last but not least, because I just want to make sure that I am being fair. There's another last one. This is more me than Trey, but this is a group called Learnful. Learnful is special. I had a great conversation with Nigel. Now, Nigel, if you don't know him, he was a instructor for the same boot camp that Cyrus Harbin went into. In fact, he was Cyrus Harbin's instructor back in the day. He's a principal sales engineer with HubSpot. Like he's a principal sales engineer of HubSpot. And he, with the efforts and encouragement of so many other people, have collected an all-star group of people that are helping people land roles as sales engineers. Now, they don't play though. It's strictly invite, like not invite, I should say that, but you apply to it and they have an application process and basically when they go through the application process, they say, hey, are you in this to win this or not? Like Deion Sanders said, like, listen, y'all could go to the portal right now, put your name in the portal. This may not be for you, because they definitely value the time and the effort that their students take in there. I actually talked to a couple of their students, and they said they're one of the best things they ever did. Now, it's a higher price tag than the two ones that I discussed before. So I'm not going to lie to you. The price tag is higher, but just know that you're not going to it's not one of those things you can just sign up for and get in. You have to audition for it. You have to show them that you understand that you're going to put in the work. The beautiful thing, though, is that they offer so much. They offer everything from being hands-on for 6 weeks, mentorship, community. Like what Scott said earlier about having that community, being able to do tactile, like you're presenting all the time with them. Like it's hands-on support, it's career development. They help you in the interview process. The same person I talked to that was a graduate of the program, he was just kind of like strategizing on how he's going to approach the job market. Mentor came out of nowhere, said, "What are you doing? Are you signing up, applying to classes?" I'm like, "What's going on?" And he's like, he's like, "Yeah, let's get it going. Let's get it going." So you had that community, you had the support that is like no other. They only accept about 20 students per cohort. So it's very small. It's very exclusive. And Mitch said, man, that interview with Nigel was good. I'm glad, man, because Nigel, like he's a sincere human being when it comes to this. Like he's like, I really want to help people. I've been through multiple different types of ways to help people, and hands-on, one-on-one, small group, in your life for life, sort of like mentorship training. That's where he found the most value from. And so yeah. Thank you, man. Yeah, thank you for saying that as well. You know,
True.
that was Nigel was a great guy. He's had a great interview, with Nigel there. So thank you so much for saying that. Oh, so this is a good question. I'm gonna let both myself or you, Trey, answer this question here. But in regards to the Scott saying, bro, I know you are speaking about September surge. Any idea how long this is going to keep up, or is it going to be hot for September? I personally think that, and I could be wrong, but I personally think that it may last a little bit into October, because the September surge is where the companies were getting a little bit of the different roles that they have available, and they're deciding on different candidates, and that's going to probably roll over into October, November. But I would encourage anybody, especially if it's an SDR position, which is an entry level position, to go in and start applying. And what you could do, and I'm going to throw a tie back in here, but what you can do is you can apply to those roles. If you get a job, get the experience, and maybe if you have a technical background, let's say in telecommunications, or you want to learn, you could go ahead and connect with Ty. So what you're building that experience, you're building all the things that you want to do in the role, but at the same time, you're building the business on the side. And You're able to kind of leverage that experience to now do something that's going to provide you generational wealth. Like Ty didn't go too deep into it, and I don't know he didn't give any guarantees like Charles Barkley. I guarantee it, but but it's residual money, bro. Like it's residuals, like per month. If that business is still using your services that you offer them, you're getting paid. And that's some serious bread right there, if you think about it. But yeah, just to answer your question, September surge probably is going to be lasting into October, maybe November, based off of the things that I've been seeing. And that's just my opinion.
Same. I would say the same thing. I see, like, I'm hearing about companies that are hiring and all of this stuff, and they're literally like, hey, we got a group coming in October 2nd, and then a group coming in the week after that. So, things like that. So they're still interviewing, they're still looking to hire, and still having these classes, like the what do you call it? Intro classes coming in. So yeah, definitely on into October. But start now is what you're saying. Like, get those applications in now, do the follow-ups now, and that way they'll be able to get back to you faster.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I'm telling you, Scott, the people that were trying to get a job for months coming back with offers that like this is a good offer. I'm like, they were. I'm glad you waited because this is what you really, really wanted.
Yeah.
And you said people need to go back and watch both videos with you and Ty. Yeah, Ty's video definitely, especially the second one when he's answering like straight Q&A. Like that one, I was like, woo.
They better get on it, man.
And the reason why I'm pushing it now more than ever because something that Ty said, and we had this conversation about it. The way AI is moving, and I'm you know, and AI is serious, right? It's not going anywhere. The way AI is moving, there are certain jobs that may be replaced, right? So the thing is, you want to get into this industry, gain the experience, and move up as quickly as you can, in my opinion. I'm not gonna go too deep in it, but that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, no, that's facts. Yeah, like
now's the time.
That's literally what you want to do. And he said it earlier. Ty said it earlier. Even if like if you're in a role and you start doing it, right? That's awesome. If you're not in a role and you're like, hey, I just want to get this, and who knows? Believe in yourself. You never know. Something can get popping, and then next thing you know, you got a whole chain of whatever kind of business, and you're doing all of their stuff for that whole chain. Now, if that doesn't happen, you have the experience. You have you know what to do. And then a lot of the companies that Ty is working with that he's gonna, talk to you about, they have the trainings in the back end. So you will still be getting trained. So it's like you're getting the training, you're allowed to experience and experiment with getting the job done. And then while you're able to put that experience on your resume, and who knows, might be able to skip some things, skip some steps. You know what I mean? Just based off of you having personal experience. I'll tell you this, y'all. Companies, people in general, they love practitioners, people who are actually doing it, right? Like it's one thing, you went to college and you got the degree, but you haven't done it. Versus somebody who, hey, I was out there in the field. Like I was out there talking to business owners. I know what they want. I know how to talk to them. I know how to close the deal. That's a totally different conversation. And they're willing, and the companies will be willing to have that conversation with you for sure if you've done it. So reach out to Ty.
Reach out to Ty. Let me add one more thing. You also will get support, like you mentioned training. There's also personnel support. There's sales engineers, there's other people that will be able to help you, business managers that will partner with you as you are working in the channel. So a lot. We feel like I feel like a part 3 of that because it's such a wealth of knowledge in that conversation. But let me just pull back and say thank you so much, first of all, for everybody for joining us for this live. We've been talking about influence today, and we want to make sure that no matter whatever you go, that have a positive influence on whoever it is around you. Like it makes a huge difference. And I'm so excited to be back with my face working better now. I can smile. So that's great. And if you are interested in any of the boot camps we talked about, whether it's course careers, leveled careers, if you have experience already, right, in IT or experience in tech sales as an SDR, you want to move up to the next level, definitely reach out to us. If you want to reach out to find out more about LearnFull and the sales engineering program, you can reach out to me as well. I know my brother's going to be cooking up some stuff, but y'all can't find out about that right now. Y'all learn about that later when the time is right. But brother, before we go, any closing remarks?
No, man. Just I do. Yep. Character, y'all. Ultimately, character. The power of influence. When you think about that, when you're talking about influence, ultimately, what does that say about your character? You want it to always be, good things to be said about you. You always want your word to be bond, right? When people say like, oh yeah, this guy said blank, this woman said blank, they can like literally take that to the bank and they know that it's true, right? They know, oh, this person is not going to steer me in, in the wrong direction on purpose or whatever the case may be. So think about your character when you're thinking about your own power, like your influence, right? Because even in your own personal lives, you're influencing somebody, whether it's your cousin, your little sibling, somebody, you don't know it, right? They're looking at you. They're watching you. They're seeing how you move. They're seeing how did you handle that adversity, and they're watching all of that. And that's influence. Did you fold up? Did you know what I'm saying? What did you do? Did you power through? Did you trust in your faith? What did you do? So yeah, man, that's all I got to say, y'all. You definitely want to protect that influence at all costs. And then do your due diligence if you're leaning on somebody else's influence.
That's right. That's right. And admit when you make a mistake. One thing I admire about Anthony O'Neill, he said a comment. I won't say the comment, but he made a comment that some people felt was offensive and wrong, and I agree. And he apologized and he said, I messed up. I looked back and I was like, why did I say that? And to be able to have, and that proves what you just said, Trey, with character. Like to be able to have that character says a lot. And you want to be able to even be able to say, hey, listen, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Can you forgive me? And people were in there like, brother, we forgive you. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
But thank you guys. I said, Great Soda R said, thank you guys. Mitch said as well, she said, appreciate you guys always. Thank you so much. And share this. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and share this to people. People may not know about what we're talking about, because we know a lot of you guys already, which is great. But so many other people may not know. And if you could share this, if you're sharing on YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever, it really helps us to get the message out. Because we want to do these talks every Monday. We might do it another day. We're still playing around with different things. It's mostly to do with me. I have a lot of stuff going on. I got kids, and
it's all good.
It's a lot of stuff going on. But yeah. Blessed are the flexible, before they shall be bended. That's a new one. But yeah, thank you, man. He said you came in clutch there, Trey. That is clutch, Trey. Trey coming through with the buzzer beater. 3 points. That's right. And then thanks for the shout out, Justin Trey. Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate you guys in the show. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely want to shout you out there because you are doing the Lord's work. All right. So with that being said, y'all, thank you so much. And what I always say, I don't know what I always say on these things. I make up stuff every week, but
we good.
We good. Peace and elbow grease. Till next time.
Yes, sir. We'll see y'all.